of the properties heat capacity, EMF, entropy and specific heat, the intensity properties are. The intensity property is a property which will not depend on the amount of the substance. Heat capacity depends on the amount. This will not depend on the amount. Entropy depends on the substance. Specific heat does not depend on the substance. So, the properties which are intensity will be EMF and a specific heat. 2 and 4 are intensity property, while the other two properties are extensive property, which depends upon the amount of the substance that we are taking. For an isothermal process is a process which takes place at a constant temperature. So, delta T for the process will be equal to 0. When delta T is equal to 0, delta U also will be equal to 0, because internal energy change is a function of temperature. Since there is no change in the temperature, there will be no change in the internal energy also. But heat will be given out or absorbed. So the choice B is the correct answer. If the reaction is exothermic, heat will be given out to maintain constant temperature. If it is endothermic, heat will be absorbed to maintain the constant temperature. So Q will not be equal to 0 during an isothermal process. C2H5OH plus 3O2 gives 2CO2 plus 3H2O. Delta H is minus 326.7 kilocalories. 3H2 plus 3 by 2 O2 gives 3H2O. Delta H is equal to minus 205.1 kilocalories. 2CO2 gives 2C plus 2CO2. Delta H is equal to 188.4 kilocalories. You are asked to calculate the heat of formation of C2H5OH. Heat of formation of C2H5OH is given by the equation. The compound that is to be formed is C2H5OH. There are 2 atoms of carbon, so you need 2 carbon. Totally there are 6 hydrogens, so you need 3 hydrogens plus half a molecule of oxygen. So this equation has to be obtained from the given 3 equations. So this is equation 1, this is equation 2, this is equation 3. So from 3 equations we have to get this one. Accordingly we have to see, first thing that we require is 2 carbon atoms. 2 carbon atoms are present in the third equation, but it is coming as a product. So you have to reverse equation 3. That is the first thing that we have to do. So reverse equation 3. When you are reversing equation 3, plus 188.4 becomes minus 188.4. Plus we require 3 hydrogens. 3 hydrogen comes in the second equation. We need not make any changes because we require 3 hydrogens here. This equation also contains 3 hydrogen as the reactant. So just add the delta H value of the second equation. So we will be having plus 205.1 plus oxygen will get automatically balanced. On the right hand side we require C2H5OH. C2H5OH comes in the first equation as the reactant. To make it as the product, we have to reverse it. So when you are reversing, the value will get changed. Minus becomes plus 326.7. So these two are to be added from the minus 1. So you will be getting 66.8 minus 66.8 as the correct answer. The heat of combustion of ethane, ethylene and hydrogen are minus 372.79, minus 337 and minus 68.4 kilocalories respectively. Then what is the heat evolved in the following reaction? So 3 data are given to you. One is combustion reactions are there. So one is enthalpy of combustion of ethane. So let the product be blank there. Second is ethylene, C2 H5 burning oxygen. Third one is hydrogen burns in oxygen. So these three equations you are given the delta H values, and from this equation, because I am not writing the other thing because we are concerned only this one. So we require this compound. So the first thing needed is C2H4, which comes in the second equation, right? We need not multiply and we need not reverse. So take the second value, that is minus 337 plus. Then we require the hydrogen enthalpy. Hydrogen is in the third equation. So the value is minus 68.4 plus. Then we require ethane as the product, C2H6. C2H6 is coming in the first equation as the reactant. So this we have to reverse. When you are reversing, minus 372 becomes plus 372.79. So this equation on simplification will give you a value of minus add ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ you will get minus 405.4 കിട്ടും. ഇത് മൈനസ് ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ the net answer will be minus 32.61 kilocalories. The lattice enthalpy and hydration enthalpy of 4 compounds are given below. The compounds which are soluble in water will be. So the 4 compounds given to you are P, Q, R, S. Lattice enthalpy is given, hydration enthalpy is given. Lattice enthalpy endothermic ആണ്, hydration is exothermic in nature, and the compound will be readily soluble when enthalpy of hydration is greater than enthalpy lattice enthalpy. You have to take the value only. Sign indicate the direction. The plus 78 is 78 kilojoules absorbed, minus 920 is 920 kilojoules released. So you have to find out where delta H hydration is greater than lattice enthalpy. The first case it is greater, so first case is soluble. Second case less ആണ്, so not soluble. Third case is greater, so it is soluble. Fourth is less, so it is not soluble. The soluble compounds are P and R. So choice E. P and R are the compounds which are readily soluble in water.